Welcome back to California Live. Spring is the season of rebirth, a time of renewal, and of course, the perfect reason to clean and declutter our entire house from top to bottom. Here with some fun and easy tips to help us get organized is LA-based interior designer and host of HGTV's Dream Home, Breegan Jane. Breegan, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy first day of spring.
Happy first day of spring. It can only mean one thing, spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning is here.
So you have some tips. Before we get into that, you recently spoke to Home and Gardens magazine about something called house dysmorphia. We were just kind of chatting about this. Explain what that is.
So I used a term that is very serious, but the term is meant to bridge the expectation that we put on ourselves versus like girls on the cover of magazines.
Yeah.
And we've learned this with our bodies. Like there's real life and then there's airbrushed covers. And I think people haven't learned that about homes on social media yet. So we're seeing this image that's perfectly lit. Every charger's moved. I mean, you have a whole crew in there. I know as a designer, like it takes a lot to get those perfect photos. And then we Photoshop them. And everyone at home is trying to emulate
Replicate
something
this.
that is just simply impossible. So give yourself some grace, because I think house dysmorphia is something that's really causing us a lot of stress and feeling not perfect and put together, but we're not aiming for a realistic result.
Yeah, I think we need to put more pictures of real homes on Instagram, because I cannot get any of those pictures on my Instagram. Okay, so we're talking about getting overwhelmed. That's one of the things that I feel I get overwhelmed. So that's actually a really good tip that you have when you're decluttering.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. And you just said, organize your house top to bottom. And it's like, that is the first way to feel like this is something you're not going to be able to tackle.
Okay.
Do it one at a time and just do a drawer. So my favorite trick is I'll just take like one drawer and I literally put it out onto the counter, because then you have no choice other than to deal with it. Right?
Okay, so the next one is trash. You probably have a lot of trash in that drawer.
And what I see a lot of people do is they try to organize their way out of the mess. And if you don't toss the trash, you're never going to keep that organization. So as much as you can get rid of, this is your time to purge. When you are organizing and you're spring cleaning, if you are not purging, you are going to find yourself back in that same exact situation.
Okay, so you're a mom, just like me. I like to keep everything that my kids, I mean, literally everything. When do you know if it's sentimental or trash? When do you get rid of it?
So for me, I see a lot of clients struggle with trying to keep the pretty things and not the sentimental things. And I think that there's always an interesting way where you can use your grandmother's mug in a unique way, especially if you've decluttered. But I see people make this mistake and they hold on to the pretty thing that doesn't mean anything to them. And so as you're going through this process, I think there's a lot of pressure, especially we're saying toss the trash, to identify what the trash is. And so for me, that's really about differentiating between, is it sentimental or is it just stuff?
Okay, and then the last tip, the cabinets.
Yes, the cabinets are a difficult one, but I like cabinets that close and I love baskets with lids.
Okay.
Because let's be realistic, everything's not gonna stay perfectly organized in these clear jars, at least not in my house with two boys. Exactly. And that's okay. So baskets with lids, areas that you have identified as sort of a toss or a catch-all, help you maintain the other spaces in your house.
Okay, these are really good tips. I'm already feeling a little less anxious now. I'm gonna go use those tips. Breegan, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're gonna come to my house actually and just
I have two
everything.
boys. I got all the tricks. We can do this together.
Thank you so much. And you can catch episodes of her show Dream Home on HGTV.